Hi, welcome to Module 3 of the program seminar. I'm so glad you're here and I'm enjoying interacting with you and grading your work. Let's take a look at the things that are coming this week, and let me just highlight a couple of things. You can read the directions yourself, but going to the learning activities, the first one is using online databases, and this is a discussion. So there are instructions about what you're to do on accessing the database. I assume you know how to get to the ATLA, which is the Theological Database, through the Grace Christian University Baltimore Library. You can go to our website, go to the library page, and get on the databases. There's instructions for finding articles and reading them, and then making an attachment that you will, a document that you will put as an attachment to your discussion post. And in the discussion post, you'll talk about what you learned in the process. And then we can look at each other's research and make comments and help each other learn how to do research based on that discussion of 3 articles that you will find. One thing I want to point out here is this bullet point says use the ATL database feature to cite the article in APA style properly and then answer the following questions. I don't know if you know it, but there is a link to cite each article on our databases, and you can pick which citation style you use. Of course, you want APA, and it will give you a largely correctly formatted citation. It may not be perfect. The capitalization isn't always right. Sometimes, I think nearly always it comes out single-spaced and it has to be double-spaced, but they're easy corrections to make. So when I evaluate your papers, I'll let you know if there were changes that needed to be made. All right, so the second assignment, and actually the 3 assignments this week are kind of similar to each other, but the first one is a discussion about doing research in the ATLA database. The second one is a short paper in which you're going to look at Bible commentaries and evaluate them. Again, I won't read all the instructions, but there's a couple of things I want to point out. One is that the assignment gives you a list of commentaries. These are commentaries that are scholarly and academic, but most of them accessible for someone who doesn't know Greek and Hebrew. Some commentaries you just have to know Greek and Hebrew. The exception there is a New International Greek Text Commentary. And some of you may have had Greek, but you'll need that to use that one. The reason these are here is Bible commentaries are very easy to access on the internet, but most of the easy ones to access are more than 100 years old, more like 150 in most cases. They don't represent the latest research, and there's been a lot of research, especially things found in the area of archaeology in the last 150 years. So in terms of doing graduate level scholarship, you need some newer commentaries. So these are suggestions. You don't have to use these, but these are all sets of commentaries that are at the level we want you to aim at. If you can get your hands on at least 1 or 2 of these, it will give you an idea of the academic level of commentary we'd like you to use. And you have to pick a passage, find 5 commentaries, and you can read the instructions there. Now, I know for students, getting a hold of commentaries is the hardest part of this. We have lots of commentaries in paper and print books in our library, but I don't think any of you this time are local here in Grand Rapids. So how are you going to get those? Well, you can see in the announcement I gave some written instructions, but I'll go over them quickly. 1, Erin Hubner, our student services librarian, if you contact her early enough, you got to give her a little time, and you tell her what commentaries you want, she can scan the applicable passages and send them to you as a PDF. But she's serving a lot of students. This is finals week on campus. I don't know if that is good or bad for Erin's time, but get to her early in the week. She might be able to do that for you. Number two, and Aaron told me, gave me this idea, Google Books, books.google.com, has previews of books. For older books, they have whole books, but most newer ones that we want you using, they'll have previews. You might be able to find the pages you need in a Google Books preview. And then the third thing is, don't automatically write off your local public library. I live in Kent County, Michigan. That's where Grand Rapids is. The Kent District Library doesn't have very many theological resources. They have some because this is a heavily churched area, but they don't have a ton. But they're part of a thing called MELCAT, the Michigan Educational Library Catalog. I click on the little MELCAT symbol, and Calvin Seminary, Western Seminary, Cornerstone University, Great Lakes Bible College, and several other Christian institutions are part of MELCAT. And I can check books out of those libraries, and a few days after I click get this book for me, it shows up at my local library. I tell them where to deliver it, and I just go over and pick it up. Now, again, you got a time lag for it to get from one library to another, so if you're going to try that with your local public library, I wouldn't do all of your commentaries that way. I'd try one and see how long it takes them to get it to you, and do it early in the week. The other thing is you may be able to do a similar thing with a local university library. I used to live in Indiana. I don't think any of you are in Indiana. But at least when I was there, your driver's license was your library card for all Indiana state universities. So university libraries are often stock all sorts of things and are part of agreements like I just told you about to get things for you. So there are some ideas on getting a hold of commentaries, but I do encourage you to use scholarly and newer commentaries. All right, then your next assignment is very similar to that one, except we're going back to scholarly journal articles, and you're doing an evaluation of the journal articles similar to the one you did of the commentaries. I didn't talk about what you're doing, but I'll talk about that on both of these. You can read the instructions, and there's a series of questions you have to answer about each commentary in the one assignment or journal article in the other. And then it says to write a 1,000-page paper. When you write your 1,000-page paper, it's okay if you list the answers to your questions for each commentary, but write a paper too. Talk about why a commentary might be helpful or not helpful, or how you reacted when you read it, or how one commentary compares to another, and what one might help you or might not help you. And do some critical thinking about them. Don't just list the answers to the questions, do some writing. And there's a couple ways you could format it. You can do some picking and choosing about what you want it to look like, but do writing. Don't just write question and answer. All right, and then the last assignment is your weekly reflection, as always. All right, one more thing, just in case you aren't aware, or even if you are, at the end of this week, we will take a 2-week break for Christmas and New Year, and then we will be back right at the beginning of the new year. In fact, I think our next week starts on the 1st of January. Sorry, it starts on a holiday, but we do get a 2-week break in there. And if you're behind or struggling, that's a good time for making up work or catching up, and I'd be glad to work with you during that time. All right, I hope you have a great week 3, and I will look forward to working with you.